Walk in, about to start work. Let's get that red car coming out of nowhere. Nope, not there yet. Just give it a minute. I feel bloated. A good bloated. Sipping and drinking on this since like 8 p.m. And there's your red car. Do 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 do. Story of my life, man. Story of my life. The time is 11:48. I mean, it really doesn't matter what time. I just know Pacific times, like when I walk from that other building, because they know I chill in this building before I like to go to work. So they'll usually have a red car. Sometimes they'll come down this street. Sometimes they'll come this direction. But I just know I'm gonna see a red car. When I see certain synchronicities like that, I just feel like it'd be the Matrix. It'd be these demons attacking me at that point. But y'all all seen it. Same night, you ready for another red car synchronicity? You're ready for it. You're gonna see it. Got your eyes open? I can't wait to hear the comments. Oh, that's planned, man. Or, no, man. Like, you realize when I call these tactics out, how they're in the same kind of spot, almost the same spot. Well, pretty much the same spot. Like I said, one of 1,000 different tactics. Just another example of how it's more than just synchronicities. I'm literally, Pittsburgh shows me how this city is controlled by not only Freemasons and evil people, but real demons, dude. How is that possible? How should I know that's going to happen? How you're going to get a red car at a Pacific time? Walking on my tour, just, how is that possible? Just call me highly intuitive, call me super spiritual. Just call me an old soul. Can't make this crap up, dude. I'm just walking on my tour, sometimes I just be lost in thought. I just be realizing the things I be dealing with, man, is more spiritual more than anything. I could tell I'm an old soul. I really want to dedicate a video to talking about my dreams and the things on, like, my spiritual encounters. Maybe one day I will. I just got to find, I think it's going to be a video whenever I actually get up out of this city. Whether I leave up out of here or whether I just go out of town for a few days so I can get a peace of mind and put that video together so I can really sit down and focus. I don't feel rushed. But the things I experience in Pittsburgh, it's not normal. I hate a lot of the times how I'll get on here and I'll talk about the same harassment tactics, but I really be dealing with a lot. Like, for instance, the videos, I think I'm going to post them in the beginning so you could just see. And I got the one headlighter at the Giant Eagle. I didn't particularly call that out, but, the other two, me getting about to start work, I knew I was going to get a red car there. And then whenever I completed that tour, I knew I was going to get another car at the same exact spot. I don't even know if at this point it's just, just seeing the same thing. I think it's just, I can't explain it, man. Shout out to the real ones in Pittsburgh, the people who don't know how bad harassment can get for certain people. You're just living life. You might have stumbled across my video. Oh, that's the dude that be talking, the crazy talking. It's funny. And, whenever you realize your calling, or if you realize you were here to fight a different fight and not just this artificial life fight they got you fighting, when you really start to see how this world is controlled by principalities and wicked things in high places, when you really start to see how this is a world made in Satan's dark image, and we're really down here fighting real evil. Even me living my workplace, everything just has signs of demonic activity. Like how I told you, some synchronicity, like living in my house, it's all day, every day. The people who live around me, I'm pretty sure they're either Satanists or demon-possessed people. Like, it don't matter. Just imagine, put yourself in my shoes for a second. Every single day, as soon as you walk in the house, right, you close your door. A couple of seconds go by, someone slam their door. And it don't matter what time you come in the crib. You can literally come home, open up your door, leave it open, run back and forth, clean out your room, leave it open for like 10 minutes, maybe even an hour, 2 hours, right? And as soon as you close your door, after cleaning up for like 2-3 hours, you'll close your door, you'll hear a couple seconds go by, you'll hear a slam door. Go ahead and play music all day, right? Just pretend you're in your room and you're playing music all day long. Just say you decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to chill in the crib all day. I don't feel like going out, got my bills paid. I got something to eat, got money in my pocket. The weather outside's kind of messy. Hold on. I just didn't want y'all to hear that beeping sound. But, you decide to just sit inside the house. All day you're playing something, right? You got your TV on, you're probably playing your game, you're probably talking on the phone. You're doing something that produces sound, right? And all of a sudden, as soon as you stop, whether it's a commercial, whether you press pause, whether there's just a hint of silence, whether it's skipping to the next song and there's silence, you hear open and close the door. Every single time you hear open and close the door. Would that not make you think differently about your situation? You get to the point where you leave every day, right? And you see the same people jumping on the elevator when you jump on the elevator. Would that not stand out as too big of a coincidence for you? You walk outside, you cross certain intersections. You're seeing the same people cross the same intersections. You're walking past people and everybody got the same look. If they're walking past you and they're looking at you, they're side-eye looking at you. They're not like acknowledge you to say, hey, and no, they're walking past you and their head is not looked at you. But if they're looking at you, their eyes is looking at you. And do you look at them? They look straight, like it's just, oh man, or they turn, they look down. As they're walking past you, they look down, they turn their head to the other. Is that not weird, odd behavior? And just like I said, just put yourself in my shoes. Like every single person, bro. Now I see why when people talk about their harassment, you're schizophrenic, you crazy. But I've never experienced this anywhere else but Pittsburgh. So anyway, you go to a store, right? As soon as you get to the store, there's always a person rushing out. They always make sure they got a person walking like almost like not even normal, like, they just open up the door and they're taking their good old time. No, like they're rushing out the door to like run into you. That always happened. It don't matter if you sitting there, you walk around in the store and you take your time. Watch that store fill up. If you just run in, go straight to the line. What the hell? Oh. I'm guessing they got a worker here trying to synchronize with me. What time is it? That's what they're starting to do now, too. They're starting to have people sit in a job. Anyway, screw these people. God forbid you're able to work a job by yourself and not have to run into people, right? It took them 8 long months to try to put people here, to have people walking around all night. It's just a fucking joke, dude. But that's what happens when all the veteran people leave, and your new supervisor's a military dude, and that they need three different type of higher ups to take over one dude's job. You get games like this. Now people walking in the job nighttime. I need a nighttime supervisor. I'm not saying that's a supervisor. It's probably just maintenance, but I'm just saying, Now you got people walking around in the job, taking the service elevator, appearing on the floor when you appear on the floor. Man, anyway, so yeah, even if you go to the line, sorry, a little distraction, but even if you go to the line, right, and you just grab one thing, watch the cash register dude take his good old time. Watch he act like the register don't work. You get to a point, right, where you already went through the experience. Let's fast forward, in your reality of being me. Let's fast forward. You start to realize whenever you like to go out and eat, and your food's always tampered, you always instantly projectile throw up. It's messed up. So you learn to move smart. You get to a point where now when you order things, you make sure you order from different devices, track phones, such and such and such. You walk in the store, the people, they see it's you. They mean mug you, they every time you'll literally walk in there to grab a soda. I'm just saying that exaggeration, but it's like whenever I do order food, it's so funny. It's like I get the same reaction from everybody. It's like they mean mug me, they see it's me, they look at my order, they're trying to find my order, and then they'll get to the register and then they'll just take like 5 minutes, bro. Every time, take about 5 minutes. Calling 4 or 5 different people up. Hey, something's wrong with the thing. Something's wrong with the thing. Walking back and forth. What else is it called? Willful incompetence. You'll say clearly, hey, I want the, let's just say, for example, I don't smoke anymore, but let's just say, I want the green Gain. And you say it clearly. You might even just yell it. Hey, bro, what's up? I want the green Gain. You want the purple Dutch? Oh my God, willful incompetence. You always deal with that. Whenever you clearly say something, whenever you clearly tell somebody something that you want at any store that you're at, you instantly hear, or you tell them clearly what you want. They almost always, 99% of the time, they say something different. Willful incompetence, no matter where you go. How would you feel if that was a consistent thing? I mean, you go into Chipotle, let me get just steak and cheese. You want chicken and eggs? Like, the freak are you talking about, bro? Let me just calm down. It's about the information. It's not about having emotion tied to this harassment, people who deal with harassment from whole communities, wherever you go, you got these dickheads following you around. Just understand, most of these people, man, are just a slave to a system that care nothing about them. Most of these people don't even have a mind. They don't know how to sit down to themselves and imagine inside their mind of a orange juice being poured into a cup right now. They can't even do that. They call that crazy talk. What are you thinking about, man? Why? Well, you're being weird, man. You're thinking. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You have no control over your mind. You can't visualize. That's how you know these aren't creators. These aren't people free will like God told us we can do. No, these people are being told what to do, told what to wear. Red, blue synchronicities, red, white don't matter. Being told what to wear, when to go, how to do it, what to do, cough, subliminals, like, come on, man. These are bots. These are straight up bots. Let me fix my pants. I hope you guys are enjoying the tour. It's in a way you guys can, work with me. I can get actual positive people to, rock out with me a bit. I hope you guys are enjoying the tour. Pretty easy work. That's why I like security, all TIs. I feel like you need to get nighttime jobs where you can work like this and have moments. Yeah, they might start after months of being there. You know, you're going to deal with the harassment tactics. You're going to deal with everyone acting like, you know, you're the weird guy, even though you work at night and you don't bother nobody. And when people come in, you know, it's basically time for you to leave. And so hey, how you doing? You know, have a nice day. I'm out of here, bro. You know, who cares if you're not a talker? Like, these people so narcissistic, they feel disrespected when you're just not a talker. You know? Like, I got to give you all my full undivided attention. You know, I got to treat you like some god. You know, I got to tell you all my life problems. You know, I got to tell you my life story and if I have kids or, like, come on, man. And then next thing you know, everybody on the, you know, everything you talked about with one coworker, everybody on the goddamn team, everybody knows. So when niggas approach you, yeah, so like, I heard you're a spiritual type, or, you know, like, get your weird ass out of here, bro. Every interaction is supposed to be genuine. That's how you know we don't live in a world anymore with genuine people. Copy paste personalities, everybody acting like they know you. Like, it's just like, oh, man, dude, I don't know, man. I could tell this is just a reflection on what the world is about to become. You know? We about to live in some dystopian, you know, curfew, you know, like martial law environment. You can just see it happening. You know, people already losing their minds over food stamps, bro. Screw these people. You know, I ain't been on food stamps in like 8 years, dude. You know, even when I was getting $8 an hour, apparently I made too much. You know, it's like, it's a joke, man. You know, all they doing is energy harvesting. I say it all the time. We energetic beings, man. Why do you think TIs, you know what I feel like TIs, bro? We really just beings of light so strong. That's why they need you in a constructed reality. You know, these average bots who just know, you know, hateful things about you, me mug you every time they walking past, you know, because, oh, you're a bad guy. They don't know the energy purposes. They don't know the spiritual reasoning behind your destruction. You know, they really understand, man. You something strong, dude. That's why every day you step outside, it's like you got to be moving around in what it seems to be a controlled reality. Like you're literally stuck in the matrix. Like, I really do hope my channel blow up, man. You know, I hope I could get passive income from this bot world so that I can build a life out of it. You know, let me be the type of person to get thousands of dollars from YouTube. Oh, my goodness, man. I'll probably do this thing full time, man. Podcast lives. I can see that, man. I'm going to paint that future for me. You know, I'm getting up there, too. I'm tired of I've been a grunt worker since I was like 15, man. You know, I'm ready to be able to sit down and talk to righteous, genuine people all day. You know, all secluded somewhere. I'm going to speak that into existence. You know, I don't know what age I'm going to attain now. I'm 35. You know, but hey, life's about being patient, right? You know, hopefully I can be in that type of future with the same real people on my channel. You know, we all in our own little spots having nice conversations and, you know, like showing the world how beautiful our minds is. Our unique personalities, you know, despite the rumors and the lies and the projected, you're this way and you're that way. You know, they hate the truth. You think they don't only hate, you know, that you won't be destroyed by their lies and the things they're saying about you and the things that they're doing to you. They also hate when you can be your authentic self and you actually open up your mouth and speak to people and they hear what they've been hearing about you, stupid, retarded, slow, you know, they're actually able to hear your words. It's like, oh my God, you know? Like, it's damn near scary when if I try to make a video and I'm talking and I'm walking outside in public, you know, people walking past me, you know, like I said earlier, with the eyes looking at you, you know, with their mouth open, like they're shocked, like, what the hell, he's speaking? Yeah, because niggas try so hard to destroy you, bro. It's amazing. You want to know why they call you crazy? Because you're dealing with a whole city harass you every day of your life. And even though majority of the world might not believe it, these Freemasons, these evil rulers, these ones who made it possible to have you be some science experiment for the government, that's why they really looking at you. Oh, bro, this nigga a wild card, bro. This nigga, yo, these people, oh, she goddamn, she seeing all the tactics. He's seeing all the tactics. He just, goddamn, we even, shout out to the TIs who make content. You best believe you getting it the worst. You best believe TIs who make content and talk about it and their experiences. It's not about worrying about it. It's about exposing it. That's a slap in the face to the community. That's a slap in the face to these persons. This nigga, you think you gonna see what we doing to you and then talk about it? Like what? Only if y'all knew how much that really pissed them off. You know, it's not about worrying about what they're doing. It's about, you know, telling the world, telling these assholes what they're doing to their faces. You know, we know. You see how TIs, they still gotta play the game like they don't know what's going on? And trust and believe that shit irks them. Some of us are literally in a controlled reality from Satan's minions himself, maybe Satan himself. And you hear the loud sound as soon as you get up on here. Potato crunch, that shit black as hell. No sugar for me though. I don't know why I came up here. Was it to get some water? Yeah, well, we're pretty much done with our tour anyway. We can skip out on this floor. I don't feel like dealing with synchronicities and which you already hear. Random loud sounds. You know? It's like they be really mad that you're able to still live life in some type of peace while dealing with psychological torture every day and then talk about it. You know, I already showed examples how even people be so desperate, so mad to quickly say something that they're not even careful on what they're even saying, you know, even commenting under my videos. Like, oh man, dude, the anger is deep. Niggas start to just act belligerent and don't even think straight anymore. You know, I might be emotional sometimes when I talk about my harassment, but everything I do and say is calculated. You know, it's not just for entertainment. It's not just for entertainment, but it's not for, well, yeah, I meant to say that too. It's not just for entertainment for these devils. It's not just to speak my truth. It's not to, you know, it's to show the spiritual side too. It's not just for the physical world. That's what I was getting into. It's not just for the physical world. It's for the spiritual world as well. To understand, yeah, I might struggle, I might stumble, I might fall, I might go through some things, but at the end of the day, I choose to fight for the light. And I'm not coming to you as some, what the hell, isn't there usually? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. When you open up one of these right here, is there supposed to be plastic on the top? And this thing felt like it just opened up. I think these were tampered because I could have sworn the first time I got, I mean, it could be different, I don't know, you know, but I could just be tripping, but it seemed like that shit just opened up too easy. It's warm, so I can't tell if it tastes good or not. But, you know, they're just small things, don't really matter. But at the end of the day, this video is just to show people when it's not just, You know, a lot of these people who laughing at you when it comes to talking about your harassment, these are just fucking bots, dude. These are people who still beefing with people on the block, and they're not fighting real evil. They're living exactly how Satan wants them to live. So the things that are spiritual interactions with these dark forces, bro, they'll never understand. They'll never know what it's like to have people putting spells and curses on them, witches and warlocks living next door to you, you know, psychological warfare. You know, they're not on that level, bro. They're like, you need to understand that. Just look at your harassment as, oh, it's a sacrifice and all that, bro. They pulling out everything because you just not some normal person, and they see that. They know you're something intense. You know, some of these people, what they won't tell you, some of these people even suffering because of the darkness that they're casting upon you. And it's like the God who's protecting you, that energy. Best believe when you start feeling ailments and shit is because, you know, I don't want to speak too much about the spiritual side, but just understand some of us are spiritually protected. And when you're not doing the right thing, let's just say some of those things can get to you. You know, and this is what I'm learning. You know, I'm not, like I say, I don't come here to act like, oh, I'm some, you know, lukewarm Christian, and nah, bro, I don't even claim to have a title or be in religion, but I definitely believe in the Most High God, you know. I don't know how to explain that. I always fell asleep in church, but whenever I went to Bible study, whenever I went to when I was an independent living program, or even when I was a foster child in Atlanta, you know, it's like they would have those little church groups where the brothers used to come over and talk about this seed of Shem, and something about that just sucked me in, bro. I like learning about God when someone's going into detail and really, I don't know how to explain it. You know, church setting is I just don't feel connected to it. You know, if I'm gonna go to church, I need God himself in there preaching and telling me, you know. But, you know, I don't want this video being any too much longer. You know, maybe I'll, you know, like I said, I kind of want to make a spiritual video, and I am getting ready for this. I'm going to go live Saturday, so, you know, I don't know, man. Everything's a work in progress. I just really hope that my channel can succeed. It can grow. More righteous people, more intelligent people can continue to, you know, share their experiences and, you know, give out wisdom and, you know, and information for me, but also others. You know, because we all got a piece of this thing, man. Whether you believe that or not, whether you know, screw these people, man. You special. Understand that. Who cares what they're doing to you? You know, at the end of the day, you wouldn't use whole communities to torture a nobody. I don't care how hated they are. You know. If you truly hate somebody, I firmly believe you're gonna leave them alone. But apparently, haters in this world is different. You know, it's not even hate. It's just, you know, it's not that I hate anybody. It's just, you know, I guess that's what real hating is obsessing over somebody. You know, it's not that I even hate people. It's just I see y'all different, so I'm just going to stand over here and do my own thing. You know. These people, it's like they just have this attitude about them where it's just like they need to let you know they hate you. It's like they need to, you know, make you feel bad. It's a very low vibrational, weak mindset to have. But anyway, this is Bahamut, man. I'm out of here. Make sure y'all stay up and stay high vibrational. I'm gone.